Hey, Tim.
Hey, Greg.
How's it going?
Fantastic.
Nice. Beautiful sunshine and
Yeah.
high humidity.
July is fantastic. So what's new? What's popping?
I'm getting ready to go on vacation.
That's awesome.
You know, it's what you spend for the other whole year to wait for. But yeah, you know.
That's right. Yeah, I'm just coming off my week, so I got the chill, and now I'm back to the reality.
Yeah. Harsh realities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's always nice to get away and chill by the beach.
Yeah. The beach is nice because it's one of those vacations where you don't need a vacation from when you get back.
Yeah.
You know, like so many of those destination, like a cruise or whatever, like you get back, you're like, I need at least 2 days to get over being with my family for so long. I feel with a vacation down the shore, it's chill enough where you don't need that, you know?
Yeah. And it's fun how it's evolved. You know, when the kids were little, it was so much more that you got to be like making sure they were like corralled and had something to do. And now it's so much easier where that, you know, we all go down, we all chill, we all have our own thing.
Yeah.
We'll do something together, maybe some mini golf, throw a Frisbee, a football, you know, whatever. But then the rest of the time, it's just, you know, if everyone's kind of going their own direction, that's all right. Then we get dinner together, walk down by the beach. It's so much easier and fun.
It is.
Not that it wasn't fun when they were little, but it's just different.
Yeah, definitely more relaxing.
Yeah.
So for all you parents of little kids, it does get better.
That's right. Yeah. Although the sand covering things does not change.
As much as I love going to the shore, going to the beach is the least enjoyable part of going to the shore, for me anyway.
It's funny too, when we were, you know, when the kids were little, we had so much stuff that they wanted down by the water. So we actually got one of those Wonder Wheelers.
Yep.
You know, you put your boogie boards on the side, your umbrella, all the toys,
the chairs. Yeah.
But this was, I think this year we took it just because we have a pickup, you know, put the stuff in the back of the truck. But it went in to the house in the cardboard box and went back into the truck in the cardboard box that never got put together, which was kind of nice just to have everybody carry whenever they needed. And we're only 2 blocks from the water, so it's not too bad. Yeah.
We started this new tradition a couple of years ago. We were just like, we didn't want to go in the morning because then you're there and then the sun and then the people. And so we said, well, why don't we try going like before like 6 o'clock? Because you usually don't eat dinner till 7:38 anyway. So we went down at like 6 o'clock. The beach was empty. It was much cooler. And we're throwing the footballs. We're only there for an hour, and then we leave. Yeah. It was perfect.
Yeah, we've done the get down pretty early in the morning, stay until like, you know, mid-morning before it gets like, you know, noon, and you're just getting scorched. And then depending on the day, we'd go back down in like the late afternoon, or in the evening, and then just, you know, sand is cool, throw a football, just, you know, relax and not be fighting too many people. And stuff, so.
Yeah. It's the people.
Although we've gotten so spoiled by, you know, the beach that we go to, it's more residential than it is like, you know, boardwalky.
Yeah.
So Saturday, Sunday, you might get more of an influx of people, but then during the week, it's like, it's really chill. There's not a lot of people. You don't have to worry about like somebody's blanket is buttoned up against yours, and you know their music is, you know, whatever you don't like. That's what they're playing, kind of thing. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, last episode we talked about July of 1988.
That's right.
And some great movies that happened in 1988 and among events. And if you missed that episode, just check the previous episode.
That's right.
What we said we were going to do a movie review.
Yeah, one of the hits of July of 1988, and that was...
Meet the Andersons. They're all awaiting a big event.
Now, with your mother expecting, it's extremely important that one car be home at all times.
But Les is excited about an even bigger event.
Your license is just as important to me as it is to you.
But it doesn't look good.
You failed.
He failed?
Or does it?
I thought that we had a date tonight.
What could possibly go wrong?
See, License to Drive.
Hold on. You gotta show him the rest.
Oh? Oh, okay. Les knew that he could regret it.
This is it.
I'm up. He knew he might be sorry.
All right, you get the idea, right? License to Drive.
License to Drive. The Coreys.
The Coreys. Their second movie they worked on together.
Yeah.
I found out.
But I think it was the first movie where Corey Haim was considered to be like the lead.
Yeah. So we made it our homework to watch it. I had fond memories of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, your typical 80s movie.
Sure.
I mean, just look at the font. Right? It screams 80s. Then I watched it.
Well, you said you had fond memories. Did you feel like a lot of it you remembered, or a lot of it you kind of were, little bits and pieces, you'd be like, oh, I remember that or whatever?
I honestly didn't remember that much, other than the driving test itself.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think maybe because, let's see, 88, I was 13, so that put into my mind what it would be like to take my driver's test. But not at all like that. But that's the part I remember, him struggling with the exam and the driving with Uncle Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of similar for me, that there were a few parts that I 100% remembered when I saw it, but the rest of it was, pretty gray. One of the moments that I remembered was the I-beam falling on the Cadillac at the hospital. That and then the opening of the garage door when the grandfather sees it and the car is like completely flattened. Like those scenes were pretty memorable in my mind.
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
But yeah, some of the other bits and pieces, of the main part of the movie, it was like, it's like I've never seen this before.
And I think that, and I'll save this a little bit for later, but like the ending, because I didn't remember anything, so the way I thought it was going to end was not at all the way it ended.
That's funny. I think, with the character, we talk about the two Coreys obviously being in it, and then Heather Graham.
Heather Graham.
It's funny to me because, again, that was probably one of her earlier films.
Yeah.
She's just Heather Graham. Like, even at that, I think she was like 2 years older than the Coreys, like a year and a half, 2 years older. So she's like, 16, 17. She doesn't look that dissimilar today at like, in her 50s. She, like some characters as, child actors, they look so different as an adult. She looks pretty much the same.
Just like she does in the Vegas movie with Bradley Cooper and Ed Helms.
Oh
my gosh.
It's the Bachelor. The
Bachelor Party.
Yeah.
I watched. I've seen this movie 100 times. You know what I'm
We
talking
are so old that we cannot remember the.
And she was the stripper who Ed Helms, right? That's his name, right?
Yeah.
He marries her, and I mean, she doesn't look that different.
No.
From License to Drive from '88.
Well, even Austin Powers, she's in this.
Yeah.
She's in that. She's
second one. Yeah, second one.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It really is crazy.
But then looking at some of the other actors that were in it, I mean, there's a Carol Kane, I think, is the mom, who was, I think she was on Taxi, right?
Oh, yeah, she was in Taxi.
Like, her voice is so distinct, and like her mannerisms and the way, it's
a true comedic actress. Yeah.
It was really great to see her in something again.
Which is funny because I just watched last night. I was looking for something, and I watched The Princess Bride.
Okay.
And she's in that as the wife of the wench of Billy Crystal.
Yeah. That's funny. Looking at some of the, in all these movies, there's obviously the simplicity of like an 80s storyline of, there's like the crush, and, it's the kind of nerdy kid who ends up with the pretty girl.
At the end with his two nerdy friends.
Yeah.
And,
But I always think it's funny, in my memory anyway, a lot of these movies, the girl always has a convertible, and nine times out of 10 it is a Volkswagen Cabriolet.
That's one of my notes. Because what other movie review did we do where the girl drives off with the boy?
Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't Buy Me Love.
That's right. Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But I'm always focused on, I mean, I like cars, and that's sort of a thing for me. The number of cars that are in this movie that, I mean, it's probably shot in LA and all that kind of stuff, but kids that are supposed to be in the like 16 to 18 range, there's 911 Porsches, there's Ferraris, there's like, just name an exotic car, and they're at like every part of the
everywhere
movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me.
They actually, the main car that he drives, his grandfather's car, I got this 1972 Cadillac DeVille.
Yep.
And they went through 9 of them through the filming of the movie.
That's pretty wild. But and I think I had read that as well, but before I rewatched it. So in watching it, the number of scenes were like, oh, there's one, there's another one.
Yeah. It's like they pan back, they get off the camera or the car, and then they go back to the car, and it's like all that damage is just magically gone.
Yeah. Well, even the scene where Heather Graham is dancing on the hood, and then they lay down on it, it gets dented.
Yeah.
And then Corey Feldman magically fixes it with a mallet.
With a mallet.
It's perfect. It's like, that's plausible.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So I heard that one of the actors who tried out for the role of Les that didn't get it was Ben Affleck. Did you
I did see that, yeah.
And that Corey Feldman also, I guess, tried out for the lead.
And he didn't get it.
Didn't get it, yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting. And I did hear, it's this rumor mill, same line, was that John Hughes was considered to direct the movie, and he would have put Anthony Michael Hall in and Molly Ringwald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, not surprising, when you compare this now, 40 years later to movies of that same kind of thought line and everything. Would have made perfect sense if it was, in fact, John Hughes who did it.
Yeah.
Although, having a slightly different cast than, Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
It's nice to have, change it up a little bit.
A little bit,
have the
yeah.
same two in every movie.
I never understood, John Hughes' fascination with Molly Ringwald. It's just like, she's all right. I mean, another actor in the movie, the only other real, there were some other ones, like you said, Carol Kane, but was James Avery. Was, as I mentioned, it was Uncle Phil later on in Fresh Prince fame. Uncle Phil, he was the driving instructor with the "Don't spill my coffee."
Yeah. No, it's funny because in watching it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so familiar. I'm like, what is the role that he was in that I can't remember? So that's cool that you.
Oh, I knew right away. I'm like, that's Uncle Phil.
Yeah, and I mean the coffee thing. It's like it's so hilarious because he's driving I think it's an Escort that's stick. He's on a hill that's like 45 degrees, and the coffee. There's no way that's not spilling.
No, getting it at a first, it's spilling.
Yeah, that whole scene of the driving instructor and the whole experience of driving in a manual transmission.
Yeah,
it just threw me back to when I took my test, which was on a closed course. It wasn't even out on the road.
Okay.
But still, pulling out on the hill and parallel parking and all that kind of stuff. It's just funny how they made it seem like he did everything against all odds perfectly, in spite of the fact that in the end he obviously doesn't get his license. But
yeah,
it's pretty funny.
It was pretty good. Yeah. I thought that was the best part of the movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it seemed to go in some weird Porky's direction. It was like so out too crazy to be, you always have that suspension of disbelief, but I mean, go home, kid, at some point.
Yeah. And I guess the other thing that, thinking back to some of the scenes that I did remember from when I watched it the first time, like the scene where the father's like groggy going downstairs because the mother wants the AC on. He opens the door of the garage and the car's not there. And as I remember watching it as a kid, like being like, oh my gosh, he's going to get caught. He's going to get caught. He's going to get caught. And they just keep on milking that idea that the father's right on the cusp of discovering that the car is gone and the light's out and then the flashlight doesn't work. And then the mother calls down and is like, I want a sandwich.
Yeah.
That whole shtick that, it's been in so many movies where they set you up like, oh, they're going to get caught. No, they're not.
And then
it reminded me of how fun as a kid, I like those scenes that they, set you up that, it's not going to happen because it's too early in the film that the kid's going to get caught. But
how are they going to get out of it?
Yeah. And the anxiety. I do remember feeling like a little of that anxiety of like being a kid and having your parents' car. And then like if something goes wrong, like, oh my gosh, you scratched, the minuscule scratch early on next to the keyhole.
They're going to know.
Yeah. And then of course the car gets absolutely demolished. But
or you run over a mailbox and destroy a hood and try to explain that one,
Yeah.
This is a funny fact I got for you. So Corey Feldman and James Avery, Uncle Phil, a.k.a. Uncle Phil, both voiced characters in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. We know Corey Feldman was Donatello. Mm-hmm. And did you know that James Avery in the cartoon was the voice of Shredder?
I did not.
Yes.
That's
Isn't
pretty
that weird?
cool.
Uncle Phil was the Shredder guy.
It is funny you mentioned the Turtles, though, because in watching, for whatever reason, I mean, I've watched a couple of Corey Feldman's movies, fairly recently.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that immediate feeling when he talked. For whatever reason, in this one, like hearing his voice, I like immediately thought of the Turtles.
Yeah.
Like, just from the get. And every time he would talk, I'm like, oh my gosh, it just takes me right to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
That's funny.
Yeah.
And really, Corey Feldman, even though they call it a Corey movie and all that, he didn't have that big of a part in the movie.
Yeah, just kind of the sidekick. And, yeah.
It was all Corey Haim in it. So,
Yeah.
Which is,
I guess probably when I was 16, I looked like I was 12. But there were a bunch of scenes in this where I just looked at Corey Haim and thought, how is it? Like, I mean, he was 15, turned 16 during the filming of it.
Yeah, he didn't
like,
have his license.
It made, like, he was the right age for the kid and for this character, but he
Yeah.
just looks so young in some of the scenes. I'm like, it doesn't seem like he should be driving. But speaking of the, like, crazy driving at the end, when the transmission goes and he has to drive backwards to the hospital.
Yeah.
Did you see anything about how they had a stunt driver in the car that was actually sitting with a steering wheel inside the back seat? Did you hear anything?
No.
Yeah, so they built a car with everything flipped in it so that the mother, there was a stunt driver that was supposed to be the mother in the back seat.
Yeah.
And he was actually looking out the back of the car with a steering wheel, driving it in reverse, which I thought was kind of a clever way to do all the reverse scenes.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and,
funny.
Have the kids, up in the front, not have to
Li-
actually
literally
be doing
in
anything.
Yeah. Oh, I would one more thing I want to mention here. Well, two things. One was, did you notice the dot matrix happy birthday sign in the party house?
I don't think I did.
Do you
no.
remember that?
Yeah,
Where you do the dot
yeah.
matrix and program it?
The endless folds in paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
up
funny.
there. And the second thing that I thought was really weird, I don't remember this at all, but maybe you do. The garage door was made to look like part of the house with a window. Have you ever seen that before?
I kind of made a mental note of that as well. I thought it was pretty funny and unusual. And
Yeah.
maybe it was a West Coast thing. I don't remember anybody around here that I knew that had a pseudo wall that was, masking as a garage door.
Like a Batman cave, right? We don't have a garage. Yes, we do.
Yeah. I did think it was funny when he goes to take the car and he's trying to, not make any noise, and he pushes it out. It's on an incline and obviously
of course.
lets it roll.
Yeah.
How often that kind of thing it like happens. Like my sister, actually, this happened to her where
really?
she got out of her car. This is actually almost tragic. She got out of her car, it started to roll. She tried to stop it, and we had a basketball pole, and so she got like pinned between the basketball pole, her arm in the door, and the car. And I mean, in the end, she was fine. It was just like one of those like it could have been straight out of an 80s movie, like the situation. But just crazy. Yeah.
It reminds me of that Instagram video of the lady in the golf cart who's totally trashed, and she comes flying in, and she hits the thing and falls out, and then tries to get back in again and crashes it again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Instagram is just littered with videos of like people pulling up in their like giant truck with their boat on the back, hop out to do something, and then the whole thing just takes off down the road. It's like boat turns this way, truck goes that way. It's like, $85,000 worth of damage in 30 seconds. And I mean, even again to some of the cars that I was kind of paying attention to, the bullies, which didn't really play that big of a part in it. They just kind of mock the kids a little bit,
chase them around a little bit.
Yeah. And they've got their classic GTO, and then they like scratch the door, and then the chaos ensues with the burgers out the window and everything. But it's fun, sort of classic 80s goofiness.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's an 80s movie to the T.
Yeah.
Right down to the putting the girl in the trunk.
Yeah. But, to that point, like the scene where the police, they get pulled over, the police find her in the trunk, and then they get called away, and he's like, guess it's your lucky day, kid.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Your kidnapping can continue. I gotta go.
So bizarre.
Yeah, it's so weird.
But I did read something that I guess the film did get a little bit of like pushback because of the drunk driver scene, that it kind of like had like a comedic element to it, that like driving drunk is funny. So there was sort of some pushback on that, and it was a little like, I don't know.
I just feel like that drunk scene with the guy taking their car, it was so out of pocket for the whole movie. It's like, we need to find a way to have a crazy speed crash sort of thing going on, and that was kind of like the point. It was like, all right, this kind of jumped shark with this drunk guy driving all over the place.
Well, and then like how Corey gets into the car, it was like straight out of like, you know, like a Stallone movie or, you know, Schwarzenegger like climbing across two cars on a highway at speed, like it, you know, 15/16-year-old kid who's gonna like climb out the window. Like it seemed ridiculous. I guess that was part of the fun of, you know, being a kid and just be like the suspension of disbelief. You're like, oh sure, why not?
It's fine. Yeah. Or just how they got away with like the third wheel friend that like is never really properly introduced, you know, just kind of shows up here and there. Like he's taking pictures of the passed out Heather Graham.
Yeah. Like,
this is kind of inappropriate.
Yeah. It got a little weird. And then Corey Feldman like jumps in and he's just like snapping away.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
Some of it did not age well.
Age well, no. Yeah. And a bottle of champagne and Heather Graham, she's a lightweight, man.
Seriously.
She didn't remember anything.
Yeah. Well, even the dad, though, bringing in the champagne with the two glasses to celebrate that his son had failed. Like, that was sort of bizarre.
So weird. Yeah. $23,000 for a new BMW.
Yeah. But that, like, the dad was so, like, hot and cold. Like, 1 minute, he's like, you know, son, take the car. You don't have your license. Go pick up this girl. And then when the car gets destroyed, he's like, everything that you have ever had in your life is gone. Your skateboard, your stereo, your room and board, you know, then he drives him to the hospital in reverse, and he's like, it's not so bad, son. You're a good kid. It's like, you know, is he bipolar? What's going on with the father? So,
which brings me to the ending.
Yeah.
So the I-beam falling on the thing, I was like, oh, they'll just get the insurance money and get the grandpa a brand new car.
Yeah.
No.
There's no mention of
nothing.
The city takes no responsibility for it.
Dropping an I-beam and almost, you know, killing people.
Yeah, that was I thought that was pretty weird too.
And another thing that was strange, and maybe it's in deleted scenes, but like the sister with the communist, the car gets towed, they're stuck at maybe getting arrested. That just drops off that storyline. Yeah. We're just gonna walk away from that, never come back to it again.
Yeah. But again, like even that whole scene where the parade of whatever that they start leading, like they pull in front of the like military vehicles. Yeah. It's at night. Like what kind of a weird protest of what is happening here? It's so bizarre.
Yeah. I think they got just lazy, right? They were like, we're just going to make it fun and they'll just drive around and break stuff, right?
Yeah. We've got these streets blocked off. What can we bring in to make some chaos happen?
Oh, they're filming Red Dawn over in the block next door. Bring over some of that stuff.
Yeah. You got a tank. You got a couple military motorcycles. Anyway, it was entertaining, I guess.
So do you want to give it a, what do we do? We haven't done a movie. Or what do we do? 5 stars, 4 stars? What do we? 4 stars?
Let's go 5.
5 stars?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not giving it 5 stars though.
No. That's just the maximum rating.
I don't know. Do you have a thought on this? I mean, I'm feeling like it's pretty middle of the road.
Do we want to do a nostalgia factor and a real rating? Like,
we did that with the food. Why don't we do it with this?
Okay, yeah, still on the 1 to 5.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I'll go first with the nostalgia. I thought it was awesome because you had both Corey's. You had so much 80s fashion. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but like the fashion was peak 80s, along with the peak 80s cars.
True. Yeah.
So and it's a bad movie, which so many 80s movies are, whether we want to admit it or not as Gen Xers. But I think as a nostalgia, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I can see that. And to your point about the fashion, I meant to mention this earlier. When he's like, okay, the prettiest girl that I've got the biggest crush on wants to go out with me. What am I gonna wear? It's like a dress shirt and a blazer. Like that was the thing back then, but I still don't get it to this day that was like, I mean, we were a little younger, more like 12, 13 at that point.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of missed the blazer thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I had the Miami Vice blue jacket, but I didn't wear it as much. But yeah, it wasn't, I don't think it was tweed, but it was some sort of like nubby material that his jacket. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. Yeah, I'll go like, around 3.5, 4 on nostalgia. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now since I went first, you got to go first on the movie itself.
The movie itself, I'm going to give it about 2.5.
Okay.
Because it was fun. You know, it wasn't too long. You know, I feel like some movies today, you get to 2.5, 3 hours, you're like, man, this could have been done in an hour and a half, which is closer to what this was. This was more like, you know, hour and a half long, 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it 2.5 stars, sure.
It's tough because I think I like the setup of the entire thing, but the delivery of the end is just too poorly written. Drunk guy, this, that. So it's not really that good of a movie. Good setup. I think I'd go get 2 out of 5 stars. Yeah, it just part of it is just like too weird for me to accept.
Yeah, but it was fun, you know, to go back and, you know, check out a movie we haven't seen in a long time, and I'm sure we'll have plenty more that we can go back and watch again.
I'm sure. Yeah, so maybe we'll do Fish Called Wanda one day.
Yeah, that was one of the others from was that July of '88?
Yeah,
so.
Or Teen Wolf. I think we were looking at Teen Wolf.
That's true. Yeah, I think that's coming up on a big anniversary, if I'm not mistaken, in August. So maybe Teen Wolf is where we go.
That might be, you know, the epitome of '80s movies. You know, the kid turns into a werewolf, and refs are like, okay, go with it, roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think suspension of disbelief is going to be high on that. So yeah, I think we should definitely turn that on and see where it goes.
There we go. All right.
Awesome. Oh, hey Greg.
Yeah.
The Hangover.
Duh. Can't get enough Latchkey Dad content? Well, check out LatchKeyDads.com.
That's right, Greg. On our website, we've got a plethora of photos from each episode, as well as other interesting links to content that we talk about on the show.
Yeah, Tim, I really enjoy all the pictures that you put up there, as they really bring the episode home.
Yeah, I guess I'm not afraid to show those embarrassing photos of my childhood. So, yeah, we encourage you to check out the website, LatchKeyDads.com, for all that content.
Excellent. And if you have a moment, check out our shop page where we've got really cool keychains for sale. If you don't know what to get your dad for Christmas, the holidays, Father's Day, birthday, check it out. It's a cool gift. Tim, did you know that listeners should like, review, and subscribe to the Latchkey Dads podcast?
No. But now I know. Knowing is half the battle.